Yeah.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night, where tonight, for the very first time on Sunday Night Lights, for season 31 round out, we're coming to you from Magny-Cours. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Oh, and then the thing going off the thing. Anyway, 4,600 strength of field tonight after so many races just not going official this week. It's been unbelievable. So a big thank you to the SNL community. They've come out and about to have a run with us here tonight. Speaking of having a run, with me as always is the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Corey, another big night of racing ahead of us here tonight.
That's right, Alex. We've got 18 cars on track. 4,603 is the strength of field for the racing action this evening. Just a couple hundred less than the warm-up race, but a brand new track to the service. This is actually where I got my first laps in this car. And, it's definitely going to be some pretty interesting racing, especially if the warm-up race is anything to go by. There was a hard battle for the lead in the final lap, and it came down to just a fine decision of cornering prowess.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Now, let's go through and have a look at our drivers here tonight. There's some familiar faces, some new and some old. Hassan Devantier, the Speedy Snails, number 1, leading the charge for ANZ here tonight. Number 2, leading the Japanese charge for Nagai Racing School for Team NRS is Naoya Nagai. Nagai-san certainly out for some points here tonight. Currently sitting second in the championship overall in the official standings, just behind his teammate Hikaru Sasaki. Sasaki-san showing his senpai the way to go around this season apparently, and third in the championship standings overall. Car number 4 here tonight, Takumi Yamato-san for Team NRS. Of course, that trio of Japanese drivers really setting the standard here this season. Familiar face in Fraser Smith from UK&I. From the UK, he's joined us as car number 5. Xavier Sanchez, the Spaniard, is car number 6. Car number 7, second of the ANZ drivers in the field, is Ryan Chenoweth, the Wildlife Warrior for Goose Juice Racing. Car number 8, Hideyuki Shorter-san had a bit of misadventure in the warm-up race, hoping to do a little bit better this time round. First of the clowns in the field tonight for Team Clowns, head clown himself, Mr. Vasco Sorowski, just ahead of car number 10. He's clowning around, partner in crime here tonight for Team Clowns, Mr. Mark Lakeory.
That's right, Alex. Coming up as car number 11, Luke Whitten for Team BDR Milo. It's great to see Luke out there. Unfortunately had a mistake in the warm-up race. Hopefully a better result for him in this one. We've got Warwick Brown from Oz NZ as car number 12. It's great to see Warren out there having a skid. Kenji Kuroda from Japan. It's great to see Kuroda-san out there. And it's only the singular Kuroda. We got the return of Sean Coran in car number 14 representing Oz NZ. And if information serves me correct, this is his first time in SNL since season 20, Alex. Can you believe that?
Crazy stuff. Great to see him back. Different livery this time, round 2.
Yeah, not a Milo livery. So we'll see how he goes out there. Car number 15 from Japan is Takehiko Ono. It's great to see Ono out there. Alex Herter from Iberia as car number 16. We've got Jonathan Sheen from UK&I, car number 17, wrapping up the field, the third of the 3 clown liveries out there. Gregory Adams representing Oz NZ, Alex.
Almost the full shutter of clowns out there tonight with 3 on deck. Great to see all 3 clowns out there having a crack. Sam Devantier, of course, the car number 1, leading the way for ANZ. Put on a fantastic drive in the warm-up race. Looking to see what he can do as the time start coming in. Nagai-san setting 48.8 as the time to beat us through the final complex over the curbing of the final chicane there. Almost straight lining it is Devantier. He crosses the line now. We're only good enough for 4th first time round, Corey, but Warwick Brown setting the pace for the ANZ drivers, but he is 2/10 off the leading the provisional pole sitter Naoya Nagai. But Sasaki now jumps to the top of the pops. Look at that. Yeah, what's he got there? A 48.76, 77 100ths. Or is that 77 1000s? Anyway, 7 100ths ahead of his teammate in now, guy. Like I said, Sasaki leading the way in the championship this time round, Corey, as well as in the standings provisionally in quali.
That's right, Alex. I hit the wrong button before, which is why you didn't hear me. I was going to call him coming across the line, but that's an outstanding time to put it in front of the guy. One of the best qualifiers we have in the field, as it looks like the first one who is probably going to finish their second lap here is going to be Kuroda-san as he comes through the turn number 14 through the long final straight that has a slight bend in it called chicane, although it's not a chicane and it's not officially a corner as he heads into the final complex of corners here. Let's see what he can do on his lap number 2 as he rides the curbs quite nicely, actually, only getting the 2 wheels in the air as he comes up to the line. And that is going to be P7 for Kuroda-san so far, Alex.
Yeah, good drive from Kuroda. Nagai then crosses the line with a 48.4, right up there with the best times of the week. Nagai-san, actually the only driver this week in the 47s in quali. And only one time he did it. And the only driver to have done it, Warwick Brown then. Brown drops it on the second row after his second lap, along with Smith. Devantier now only good enough, if I'm not mistaken, only good enough for P9. The warm-up race winner, Devantier, not where he wanted to be or saw himself potentially starting this one, Corey.
That's right, Alex. And Sasaki putting it into second with a 48.482, just 500ths off the pace set by Nagai. As I think we're just waiting on a couple of stragglers, possibly who didn't go out in the early stages of quali. Vasco Swarovski not having a time set yet, and I don't actually see him on track either. So possibly something happening there to Vasco throughout his quali run, Alex.
Yeah, and Chenoweth similarly sitting at the pit exit, having only done one lap. I'd suggest he might have bombed his second one. Devantier, I'm wondering if I've got a... No, I was going to say maybe I had a glitch in the timing, but no, he has done 2, as has Adams. It's just Jonathan Sheen kicking about out there. He, along with Greg Adams, the final in the Shutter of Clowns out there tonight. The only drivers under 3KI rating. Of course, this track's so desperately unpopular. It's kept quite a number of the big names away, racing other things, if at all, this week. And it's allowed the opportunity for folks like Jonathan Sheen to get their time in the sun, in the bright Sunday night lights, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And it's not a little bad little livery here either. The black tail with the black going through the center, the orange accents and the cream. It looks nice, and hopefully it'll look nice on track.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Let's go through our grid quickly before they get underway for round 8 of season 31 of Sunday Night Lights. Now, Nagai, no surprise to see him up there up front with a 48.4. Fantastic drive from Nagai's son to stick it on pole. Sasaki, his teammate and chief rival for Team NRS, starts out a second alongside him on the front row. Fraser Smith makes a welcome return to Sunday Night Lights action, starting out a third tonight alongside him, leading ANZ driver in the quali stakes for Donate Life Sim Racing, Warwick Brown. Takumi Yamato for Team NRS. Yamato-san starting out a 5th alongside him, his teammate Hiroyuki Shorter, making 4 drivers from Japan in the top 6. Sean Caron, welcome return, sees him start out of P7 alongside the next Japanese driver, Takehiko Ono from Japan. Sam Devanti for Speedy Snails starts out a 9th tonight alongside him, the head clown, at least on the grid stakes, Mark Lay. Team Clown starting out a 10th. Kenji Kuroda for Team NRS starts out of 11th alongside him, the Spaniard Xavier Sanchez. As we go over the page from the grid, Brian Chenoweth for Goose Juice Racing, the Wildlife Warrior, starts out of 13th. Alongside him, Alex Hurte from Iberia. 15th tonight. Off the grid will be Luke Whitten for Team Milo. Alongside him, the second of the 3 clowns, Greg Adams, out of 16th. Jonathan Sheen on debut. Starts out of 7th for UK and I. And the head clown, Mr. Vasco Swarovski, rounding out your field of 18 as far as the grid goes, Corey. And we're getting ready to go for the big one.
That's right, Alex. We got all the cars on track. Said before a 46,003 or 4,603, the strength of field. As we're just waiting, these guys will be absolutely in anticipation as the red lights come up, the revs start to rise. As the red lights are in rev, the green lights men go, and Fred the flag marshal vigorously waving his green flag over the field as we go into turn number 1. Everyone getting over to that right side of the track, but Nagai-san is going to lead the way through the first few corners here, Alex.
Yeah, the sweeping turn 3 then. That'll sort of fewer them out. The folks getting it sort of still a little too wide there towards the rear of the field. Or the mid to rear field, although here on the run down the Gulf Straight, although they do count it as a corner there, into turn 5 at Adelaide. This is where the big brakes and the big guns will come out. Everyone's seemingly getting a sort of couple of lockups, a little bit of contact. Oh, and around goes Sanchez. It was the 17th of Sheen that got into him, and they've been hooked up terribly. Witten got spun around by the worst netcode you've ever seen while they were trying to pick themselves up. But meanwhile, Smith and Nagai, Sasaki and Brown, Yamato, your top 5, almost getting away as they go through the 180, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. I actually saw that one happen. It looked like Sheen had a massive brake lockup going into Adelaide, which is not all that surprising considering how sharp of a turn it is. It's kind of modelled after the hairpin at Adelaide turn 9. And definitely a lot of feeling over the radio from Sanchez about that one. Of course, his car and his race are ruined for the night. But Nagai-san still leading the way quite comfortably right now from Fraser Smith. And it looks like the first lap is definitely going to be going the way of Nagai here. But this could be an interesting little battle, especially as the race goes on, especially since Devantia not really doing too much. He's only gone up 2 positions from the start of the race, Alex.
Yeah, it looks like Shorter's picked up a slowdown, has he? Or side by side behind Chenoweth and Lay, sparring partners many a time. Oh, look at this. 3 clowns in a row. Dead set Shutter out there on track as side by side Adams and Sorosky joust for the position of head clown on track. Although before they get that, they got to go with get a hold of Sorosky as up front. Smith pokes his nose in front, but Nagai takes the defensive line. And Sasaki goes through on the inside, if you don't mind, and gets a 2 for 1. That's the championship contender there. And it's 3 wide behind as they come down into the next kink on the run. Oh, how did they go through 3 wide through there, Corey? You never see that at Imola. 3 wide, Nürburgring, sorry. Wow. And the guy who was leading up the back of the Gulf Straight into the braking zone at Adelaide has been bumped back to P3 by his teammate and championship rival Hikaru Sasaki. What a move.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And that's brought Yamato and Karan right into this battle as well. They are right on the heels of this thing, trying to do everything they can to get into it and get amongst it. But I'm still shocked that they went 3 wide there and managed to pull it off without wrecking. But it definitely halted a lot of their momentum. But the battle is still going to be on at the front as Fraser Smith. This is only his 2nd race on this track. He was out there for the warm-up race and the practice before the warm-up race. And that's all the experience he had before signing up to this session. And he's doing it pretty good out there in 2nd place at the moment.
Yeah, he's doing all right. I was going to say I was really looking forward to Fraser Smith mixing it up with the Japanese drivers up front. Secured in P2 on the front row there. Really likely to surprise the Japanese drivers who really have got qualification in these things, really hooked up and have really, as I say, been quite a dominant force in quali this season. To see Smith there. And look at that. Smith moved straight over to the left to say, hey, I'm not a threat. He would have seen, 3 wide behind. Yamato goes underneath of Karen there. Karen and Brown, I think, are teammates, judging by the livery, are they? Potentially. Anyway, The way that Sasaki came underneath, I think Smith sort of moved to the outside there in the braking zone at 5, just to make sure that Sasaki knew that he wasn't a threat, because that move Sasaki put on last lap was just outstanding. Still a bit mind blown from it, and really a really big statement from the championship leader.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And I was just looking in the background while you were talking about this top group of 6. I just noticed in the background there that Sam Devantia slowly starting to catch up to these guys here a little bit. He's broken away from shoulder, and he has been just reeling these guys in little bit by little bit, and the battling that's happening at the front here definitely helping him out in that cause. So he could very well play spoiler for all 6 of these guys and get another good result like in the warm-up race.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a bit of a gap to make up though, so I guess we'll see what he can do. I was really impressed with the way he took out the victory, the race smarts and racecraft that he showed on that final lap in the warm-up race. I'm just hoping we get the opportunity to see it again this time round, but he's got his work cut out for him. He's about 1.5 seconds off P6 in Sean Caron. Sean Caron's another one, old school skippy driver, moved on to other things with some of his mates. He has a lot of pace actually, and to be sitting where he is, having not done a lot of time in these cars, mind you, no one has, as up the front. What do we got going on here? Side by side through Adelaide, that's brought a guy right back into it. Where's he going to position his car to try and take advantage? It's Smith on the run down to this kink at Nürburgring. Are they going to go too wide? Oh, how are they managing that, Corey? And then the guy's going to get the run and come through on Sasaki. And who's showing the nose up the inside but Brown? Brown and Caron, the 2 ANZ drivers who have found us here on a Sunday night. Aren't we better for it, Corey? They're really starting to get in amongst it and trying to take advantage of some of the best in the world.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. They're showing that they got a little bit of mongrel in them, and they're willing to take certain risks. But what an awesome little exchange there from Smith and Sasaki, side by side through Nürburgring. That doesn't normally come off with very happy faces afterwards. And Sasaki getting gobbled up by Nagai back up into second place now as we make the run down through chicane into the final complex of corners. And I was expecting Sasaki to just poke the nose a little bit, maybe look for a little bit of a move, but he decided to stick in with the draft as the cars violently bounce over those curbs in that final chicane. And, geez, we're already just about halfway through this race, Alex, and these guys are just absolutely turning up the action already.
Yeah, mate, I've got a bit of clown watch. I'm going to check out what happened to Mark Lay here. I was just saying, oh, she's got a bit right. Oh, that's, yep. And a bit of bingo, bango. That's no good. Pretty sure Mark headed to the pits after that one, unfortunately. And then the other clown that I've just spotted in the wars, if I can get a look at it, same spot. No, it was certainly the same spot on the track coming into the 180. You can see his teammate in the background, and around goes the other second of the 3 clowns in the field. But not quite the destructive damage. As we jump back up front, now it is Fraser Smith on about, as you say, Corey, about half a minute's practice. He's leading this one. Imagine what he could do if he put some hard yards in.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. If he had put in like a full week worth of racing, we'd probably be seeing a very different race right now. He'd probably be a little bit faster than the guy at the moment, I would suggest. Especially given his performance there in qualifying. But Nagai is definitely no slouch, although neither is Sasaki. And Sasaki showing why he wants to be leading this championship by a little bit more than he is. He is looking for a way to get around Nagai at any opportunity he can get. He's not going to go for the moves just yet, Alex, but he's definitely trying to size up a few things here and there, just by the way that his car is acting through some of these corners.
Yeah, that's it, mate. One more momentary glance at Clown Watch. Back in P11, up 7 positions, running wide, giving it everything, is the head clown, Vasco Sorowski. He's, as I said, he's up 7 positions after starting last. No doubt dark clouds brewing inside and outside the clown helmet in this car. But moving forward, taking full advantage of everything around him, unfortunately at the expense of a couple of his mates. Oh, Shorter picked up a slowdown, did he?
No,
What's
no,
happened
he
to
was
Shorter?
spun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't see what started that, but all I saw was a huge puff of smoke and his yellow car spinning.
Let's
It
see what
looks like he
happens
might have had
there.
contact.
Oh, he's just been turned. I think that was Chenoweth. And Shorter's done very well to pick that up. Yeah, it was Chenoweth under full acceleration. You don't often see that. Full acceleration out of turn 3. Just hooked him in the rear. I don't know if there was more to that story or not. But anyway, let's go check in on our leaders. Oh, as we see Smith runs wide and the guy looking to take full advantage now. As they come through the middle of this one, there's another kink here. There's so many unique sort of chicane style kinks in this circuit, but what this will do, and the guy learned from last race, as they sort of hip and shoulder into the braking zone then at 14, and underneath goes Smith on that occasion, gets it done. I was about to say the guy learned from his race last time round with Devantia, who put on some critical moves through the midsection, culminating at turn 14, but this time it's Smith. These guys have got the elbows out, and we got a race here, folks. Down to P5 at least. Here with the big one here on a Sunday night.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Alex. That little exchange there was almost corner for corner how it happened in the warm-up race, but Smith with that huge over-under dive through turn 14. I thought he was about to clip the nose of Sasaki. That's how close it was. But these guys showing why they are the best in the world at what they do right now, and they're showing us why. This is the top split of racing, as in the background it looks like Sam Devantia just making a move on Yamato and making his way up into P6 now, Alex, as the leaders fan out going into Adelaide.
Oh, side by side by side by side. Sasaki quite squeezed tight, gets no speed on the way in and struggling for speed on the way out, but it remains Fraser Smith leading this one. Nagai really... Oh, in the background. Yeah, who was that? Ono.
Kuroda.
Ono and Kuroda, potentially. Let's go and have a look. See if I can find the right spot here. Oh, Kuroda's just come across him. And then the netcode takes over and he's trying to track out. But there's a car there, my friend. Doesn't work like that. Anyway, Smith now, again, through this unique kinky bit here at Imola, 12 and 13. Really challenging little section. Quite a bit of fun if you get it right. And then through 14 there, one of the real pivotal points that can absolutely determine the outcome of this one. We're on lap 7. We got 4.5 to go. Corey, any early wagers on who's going to take this one out?
I'm going to have my money on Fraser Smith, Alex. He's showing that he's got the tenacity to stay at the front of this race under almost any given circumstance. I mean, the guy is not going to let him rest on his laurels. He's going to be battling him hard, but I reckon Fraser Smith has the experience and the smarts about him to maintain this lead and take it across the line.
Well, I reckon, I reckon Sasaki, I'm going to bank Sasaki, and my wild card is Sam Devantia, who potentially in a Bradbury-esque moment comes through to pick up the pieces and the win. They're my two bets, as we see now. Nagai forced to go the long way around into the braking zone at 5, pokes his nose in the front. Smith then coming back at him, forces Nagai to go around. Now short on exit is Sasaki. I don't know why he doesn't track out there. I know there was a car beside him on the way in, but certainly he was clear by the way out. And again, they're going to go through this kink. Are they side by side? No, they get it sorted. Meanwhile, Devantia's only 1.4 seconds off this pack, Corey. There's still 3.5 laps to go. There's you can just see him closing up. Let's find where's a cockpit and a Sam Devantia. That's the gap there, Corey. It's not that far. It's down to 1 point. It's under. It's 1.3, 1.2 now. He's putting everything into this one, Corey. He might be there in a little bit and right in amongst the action. The question is, aside from the wild card I was talking about, has he got a chance then to make a difference in this one?
Well, see, that is going to be the ultimate question, Alex, because right now, the biggest thing helping him catch up to this group is the fact of Nagai, Smith, and Sasaki all battling hard as Nagai got the final complex of corners just that little bit wrong. Opened up the gap a little bit here to Fraser. And I think Sasaki was about to look for a move, couldn't quite get it done. But the battling going on at the front of this field is definitely what's helping Devantia catch up to the group. But as the old trope in motorsports goes, Alex, it's one thing to catch a car, but it's a complete another thing to try and get the move made on him, especially with these cars, with the draft not being as much as what it would be in a Skippy. And you can see just how defensive Nagai is on the big back straight here of Golf, just trying to make sure Sasaki can't get a move on him.
Oh, I tell you, they have got the same livery on there, Brown and Karen, the two ANZ drivers. Please don't trip over yourselves. And oh my goodness, I've just seen two red items pop up in the telemetry. Is it clown on clown action here? Well, there goes one. That's Greg Adams. How's he undone himself here? I don't know. The rear's gone and there's one. What about Mark Lay, the other clown? Not in the same spot, surely. Please, Mark. Not again. No, he's just oh wow, the setup there. They'll have to have a chat to the mechanic. I think the rear of the clown cars this week certainly not as stable as the drivers would like. As Nagai now all over the rear of the leader in Smith in through 14, and when they cross the line this time, as they come down into that final three-corner complex at 15, 16 and 17, the guy looming big in the mirrors. They'll have two to go. That gap to Devantia probably a bit. No, he's right on the back. Look at that. He is dead set in the back with Sean Karen's draft, and we've got three ANZ drivers, 4, 5, 6, two Japanese, 2, 3, and the Brit, the UK's own Fraser Smith leading them out. Look at the pressure, the tight lines. So there is no way that Smith could forget the guys there, and he runs wide and then comes straight back over to drivers right. Oh, I thought he almost left a gap there for the guy who's going to go around the outside. Where's Sasaki going to go? Will he try the same thing? Pulls. Oh, he doesn't open up the corner. Oh, and Smith locks up, and the guy, he does it. He's trying to come under. Sorry, Sasaki's trying to come underneath once again. He's jumped his teammate in the guy, and he's nose in front there on the run down to Nürburgring once again. Are they going to go 2 by 2 again? A bit more space given this time. Sasaki's jumped one person. The guy showing the nose underneath, but not really there. And Sasaki moves ahead one, and I'm still in this one, Corey. I'm still in it. So are you. 1-2 we are.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. This racing action is absolutely amazing to watch right now. These guys are putting on an absolute show. And I noticed that time going through Nürburgring, Fraser Smith ran a little bit wider on entry so he could get a lot of speed going through the first part of that chicane. And that's what allowed him to maintain that little bit of a lead, especially since of how hard Sasaki had to hit that inside curb. But down through chicane for the penultimate time, there's only a couple more opportunities that these guys are going to have to try and make moves and try and get up there and challenge for the lead. And it's all going to come down to this, Alex, as it's white flag, last lap, last chance to win it or wear it. Like the flag marshal vigorously waving his white flag this time. And these guys are going to have to put it all on the line if they want to try and get around Fraser Smith right now.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Interestingly now, Devantia not quite there for the move, and he's also got two of his mates in Brown and Karen in front of him. So how reluctant or otherwise he might be to make a fair lunge there on this final lap is interesting and one to keep an eye on. But this time it's not Nagai and Smith, it's Sasaki and Smith. Sasaki pokes the nose in front. Oh, Nagai showing his intent. No, backs out of it. Sasaki forced to go around the outside, side by side, Brown and Nagai, side by side, Sasaki and Smith, side by side everywhere. These cars fanning out, and no, I was going to say Devantia already picked up a spot, but he hasn't. 2 by 2 they go. This time side by side, but Sasaki's got the inside. Here comes the guy with all the pace. Is he going to show the nose? No, he backs out. The bit of the yips there for Smith has given Sasaki the run through. They go through the 180 for the final time. Sasaki comes out in front. There's only one more chance into the braking zone at 14, surely. This is where the run comes in through this crazy Imola section at 12.13. There's no overtaking chance here. It's all about the run into 14. Will Sasaki hang right? Yes, he will. He forces Smith to go around the outside and the over-under. He can't park it, and Smith comes underneath. There's the move of the race. There's the one that'll get it done. Fantastic over-under there from Smith. Set it up. I thought Sasaki would park it on the apex, but he didn't. Now Smith's got to defend all through the final complex here. He gets it done, forces Sasaki wide, and Sasaki will be forced to settle for second position as Smith comes in from nowhere, folks, to take this one out. No practice, plenty of guts, plenty of glory, and that is how you do it, Corey.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. That over-under is something that he did earlier in the race. He absolutely had that down to a T. And Sasaki not parking it on the apex, that was his big downfall in that situation. But what an amazing race. These guys put on an absolute show and a half. And wow, I'm still in disbelief about that last lap alone. That was just incredible to watch, Alex. I thought that I was going to get another race where my bet wouldn't come through. But hey, I got one for once.
Yeah, mate. We almost split the difference, but I'll give you that one. And Devantier did manage to get back. He was up 4 positions as we see one of the clowns, Greg Adams, come across to finish 14th. Good that he stuck it out there. We see just Jonathan Sheen on debut coming across to finish now down in 15th. Yeah, you're right, mate. I thought let's go look at it again. Hang on. Fraser, there we go. Let's have a look at this. Oh, if I can get a camera angle on it, it'd be great. So this is that's I need to go a bit further back. Hang on. This was it. Look at this. He set him up. I thought there that Sasaki might park it on the apex, but he left the door open on the inside. Oh, I want to check it again. Hang on. I want to see it here. This was the move that got it done beforehand through the 180. And you see Sasaki then come through on the inside there to set up. And I thought, and I was in the midst of saying that this move left Fraser with one opportunity to set it up through that interesting complex at Imola at 12 and 13. We're just about to see them go through now. And then it was all about focusing on the run and the speed on the exit here at Imola at 13. And you've got to get the run. You can see fans out and forces Sasaki to take a defensive line. Then he moves over to open up the corner, open up the entry to the corner, pulls back, if you like, turns the nose in towards the apex, pulls it underneath and comes straight underneath on exit with superior exit speed. Fantastic work.
Alex, late post-race development.
Yeah.
Sasaki has been demoted down out of the points to 13th.
Really? What's gone on there? Picked up a slowdown at the end, perhaps?
I'm assuming so, and he couldn't get it cleared before the finish line.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. Because the finish line's right there at the exit. Oh, wow. That's, let's just see here. We'll pick it up. We'll get on board with Sasaki then through the final stages here. Right, we'll hop on the roll bar and you'll see this is in the final stages of the race. Look at him understeering. He's tried to get on the power so early, unable finally to open up the wheel. And then he's trying to get across to defend from Nagai as quickly as possible, but then opens up the wheel too early and bang, there's your slowdown. And look at this. Here is the line right there. There's no chance to clear a slowdown in that time. And he's done. Wow, good pick up there, Corey. Unfortunate one there for Sasaki, and one that potentially could hurt his championship.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. But another thing that this does is Warwick Brown has become a podium sitter taking up the 3rd position on the podium and bringing it home as the head Aussie for the race.
Nice. All right. Speaking of results, let's see if we got see if everything came out all right. Yeah, there it is. Fraser Smith, your winner tonight. That was a spectacular way to finish the race. Beautiful move there from Smith after a top drive throughout to take out this round 8 from Magny-Cours. Our debut here at Magny-Cours. Great drive from Smith. Naoya Nagai firming up his championship hopes, finishing with a strong 2nd position. Warwick Brown for Donate Life Sim Racing. I've watched him and I can tell you, I'm not that surprised to see him there, and really a strong contender from the ANZ club, and looking forward to seeing him build on this season. Sam Devanti, the Cowboy, come from nowhere. He started 9th. He's started 10th, up 6 positions to finish P4. A strong drive there from Sam Devanti, the Cowboy, doing really well to move his way forward. A little bit lucky at the end, picked up a bonus spot, but no one's going to sneeze at P4. Sean Carron returns to the series after 11 seasons and finishes the top 5 just to show his credentials there with his teammate Warwick Brown in 3rd, showing that they're a force to be reckoned with. Takumi Yamato for Team NRS hung on and hung around. Strong performance there for the driver who's currently 3rd in the championship overall. He's finished in 6th. Ryan Chenoweth for Goose Juice Racing. The Wildlife Warrior with a strong performance finishing in 7th. Vasco Surovsky, the only clown to keep it straight and on the track here tonight, has moved up 9 positions, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just trying to spot where Sasaki finished. So he's up 10 positions, in fact, from where he started in last. That's a tough drive. Vasco's finished in 8th. Hiroyuki Shorter for Team NRS has finished in 9th. Rounding out top 10, Team Milo after that unfortunate early incident was Luke Witten. Kenji Kuroda-san for Team NRS has finished in 11th, just ahead of Alex Hurte from Iberia, who rounds out your SNL point scoring positions. Hikaru Sasaki, after that very, very late slowdown that he wasn't able to clear, championship leader for Team NRS, finishes in 13th and out of the points, as was Greg Adams, whose return to the top split was not what he was hoping for. The Team Clowns driver finishing in 14th, just ahead of 15th position, which was debutant Jonathan Sheen from UK&I. 16th, Takahiko Ono from Japan. Mark Lay, the 3rd clown in the field, he's finished down in 17th, unfortunately, one ahead of Xavier Sanchez, who was our only retirement here tonight, Corey.
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunately, Sanchez taken out on lap number 1. But what an incredible race, Alex. And this penalty for Shota, this goes to show that literally anything can happen on a Sunday night. It could be something that's down to a Stewart's decision like that, or something that happens on track, as in a race incident kind of sense. But wow, these guys put on an absolute show. Even though Shota didn't get to keep his 2nd place, he should absolutely still hold his spirits high, because that was some excellent on-track racing. And I think he could tell also that he wasn't going to hold his 2nd position, because if you notice, after he crossed the line, he immediately pulled to the right side of the track and just stopped. So he knew what was coming. He knew he wasn't going to stay up there. But, you know, he had a great race, and he's so much deserving of that 2nd place finish. Unfortunately, the Stewarts decided otherwise.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're pretty tight on those old track limits, the Stewards, but, you know, that's the way it goes, unfortunately, when you're trying to push the limit so hard. Fantastic drive nonetheless. Speaking of fantastic drives, let's bring up our race winner, who says, practice, what's that? I'm just going to get out there and have a crack. Well done, Fraser. Yeah. That was a top drive, mate. That move, talk us through that move at the end through 14. Just open it up and come underneath. Must have felt like a cracker.
Yeah, I mean, I was really, really, really tempted to send it up the inside in the chicane just before that hairpin, but I thought, no, we've all been clean this far, don't risk it. And then because he was on he was on the right-hand side, I just basically went to the left to make him think I was going wide, and then I knew he was going to go a bit deep. So it was a bit, I think if he had parked it, it would have probably ended quite badly, but it's a risk I had to take.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I was really surprised. I saw you sort of fake what looked to me like fake right. He moves right to cover. You open up, And then I thought the only way he's going to cover this is if he parks it on the apex. And then he left the door open on exit, just trying to get the run out, right? And then there it is. The season parted and away he goes.
I thought, like, I know that all the Japanese guys really respectful. So I thought what I want to do is get to the front. And then I felt like I could, most corners, I sort of knew where to defend. And luckily, I don't know if you saw, but there's a few times through the fast chicanes where I was like on the outside and just risking it, really. But
yeah, absolutely.
I wasn't expecting to win, honestly.
Yeah, well, mate, that last lap you were on the right-hand side, you know, you come through the hairpin at turn 5 at Adelaide after that long straight. And then you got that first of the crazy chicanes there at turn 7. And to see you on the outside of the exit of it, but you're right, you got that trust with the drivers around you, and it makes such a difference, mate. But can I say, top drive, amazing to watch, and something for folks to really have a think about how to set up the overtake there when it matters. And it was a fantastic effort, mate. Congratulations. Do we expect to see you some more anytime soon, mate, or is it a one-off?
Well, I doubt I'll be able to next week because it's the Nürburgring 24-hour, but week after that I'll be here. Yeah. And the week after that, I can't. So.
Well, a bit off and on again, but that's all right, mate. When you turn up, you put performance like that on, we won't complain. But congratulations, again, mate. It was a fantastic drive. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, yourselves for putting on the broadcast every week, and this week particularly, Hikaru and Nagai. They were both really clean.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Couldn't agree more. Congratulations again, mate. Look forward to talking to you again soon.
Cheers. See ya.
There you go, Corey. That was Fraser Smith, winner of tonight's big one at Magny-Cours. Great to see that sort of display. And can I be honest, we don't see this kind of pack racing as much as we did in the skips because of the nature of the car and the differences in the drafts. But these guys tonight really showed what can be done with the right sort of company, and it can be every bit as exciting as the skips used to be.
Well, that's exactly right, Alex. And the driving display that these guys put on here tonight is next level as well. Fraser, he pulled that move off once before earlier in the race on the guy, and I think he just had the faith in himself that he was going to pull it off and it was going to work perfectly to plan. And he proved that it did and that he could do it. And, you could hear he's a very happy chappy, and I wish him all the luck for the Nürburgring 24 next week.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Great stuff. Now, we will bring up debutant to the broadcast booth, but he's been with us for a couple of weeks now. Great result there for Warwick Brown. It was a first-time podium, mate, for Donate Sim Life Racing. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It was good. Good race tonight. Just tried to stay out of trouble, really. But the boys are up the front fighting. I just wanted to sit back, do the Stephen Bradbury, if at all possible, but they stayed on track. Although we did get that position there at the end with a shortcut, so it sort of paid off. But really showed how important the qualifying was here this week. If I'd qualified 5 or 10 positions further back, I'd have probably stayed right there as well. It's just so tight in the field from front to back.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And I thought the patience really paid off there at the end with what I think's your first podium with us. And now you found us here, mate. I've seen the stream there at Krusty Demons, if I'm not mistaken. And then you've come along and finally found us. So you're here to stay and you're enjoying the racing. That's the questions I got for you.
I would 100% love to stay, definitely for the season. We normally try and pick a different car each season. You buy all this content on iRacing, so we try and circle through and use as many of the cars as we can. So historically, we swap at the season end, but I'm loving the racing. I'm a sucker for it. I think I might be getting a little bit addicted to it, and it's only been 2 rounds, so if not full time, I'd love to still pop in and race from time to time.
Yeah, beautiful. My thinking is, mate, just have a crack at the title and then just stay until you take it out. That's what I'm thinking. It's been a little while since we've had an ANZ winner, mate. I could just see your name there in the championship winners table that we published. So, great drive here tonight, mate. Great to have you in the series. Thank you for supporting us and coming in. And anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight before we let you go?
I've got to shout out to my youngest, Marcus. He's having a tough time at the moment, fighting a battle with cancer. So just to call out to Marcus, hey, he's done well, my little hero.
Yeah, beautiful. Shout out to Marcus, mate. Thoughts are with you. Hope everything goes well for you, and great to see the old man up there, up the front, doing the job on the night as well. So congratulations, mate. Look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Yeah, Corey, Warwick Brown, shouting out to the young fella, having a hard time of it. Thoughts are out with him. Hope he goes well and keeps in the fight. But fantastic drive from the old man out there tonight, showing him how it's done.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. And you heard it in the interview there. He just kept his head on his shoulders, tried to play the smart game, just waited for the positions to fall into his pocket. And that's exactly what happened to him. And, if he sticks around and does a couple of seasons with us, I could see him being a real challenger for the title, because he put on a pretty awesome display out there, even without doing too terribly much, just making sure he kept the car straight and kept it in that top group.
Yeah, mate, that's the thing. So many people overdrive these things. A lot of the times, waiting for the race to come to you is a legit strategy, you know. Yet to be seen whether he's quite got the pace of the likes of Nagaya, Sasaki, Devantier and Smith, but if you've got the smarts to go with it, you're right up there. And tonight's a fine example of that. Give him a season or so under the belt, and who knows, the sky's the limit. But speaking of which, another man who was very patient out there tonight was Mr. Sam Devantier, the cowboy. Mate, not what you wanted in quali. Spectacular warm-up race. Beautiful run there. And tonight, had your work cut out for you in the big one?
Well, that's just I got to slow down. Final corner, the chicane, lap 2. It would have put me P4 on quali. I didn't want to get killed in the hairpin because I saw death in my mirror. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. But it was fun. Better from last week's muck up, I'll put it that way. But I'll take a P4. Would have been P5, but Sasaki got to slow down. He did a mean at the end of the race. So shout out to Ross Warwick, who did well on his podium. We're happy for him. Hasn't been many races here this week. It was a bit of a shame, but the new track, not many people are going to have this track in their, good old system. So interesting here, but yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. I think the track's been great. I mean, unfortunately,
It's been fun.
Yeah,
It's been
yeah.
fun. I honestly thought it was going to be bad, but now it's fun. Off track's been pretty good here, surprisingly as well. They haven't been bad, so.
Yeah, well, that's it, man. Unfortunately, I've been tired. I haven't been able to do any racing this week, but otherwise, I was really looking forward to getting out there. And I hope to not by tonight's showcase the fantastic driving and the fantastic racing that we saw will really show folks that you can race here, you can get it done, and the racing here was a lot of fun as well. So thanks to you and your cohort out there, really showing people that it can be fun out there, and hopefully next time we're here we can get a few more out there. Yeah.
Actually 3, because Sean was actually here for once, and not in a mile livery for once.
I know.
Sean was last time was in an SN was in a mile livery at Motorsports in season 20, 2 years ago. Crazy. Yeah. It was like 2 good races tonight. I can't complain, honestly. Can't complain.
Yeah, that's it. I remember Sean going around. He was always strong, but I think his time away from the category, the open wheel, is with us here on a Sunday night has done him well. He's sort of, I thought he's drove really well tonight, and from what I've seen out and about, he continues to improve. So I think along with Warwick and yourself and a couple of the other ANZ drivers around, there's a real chance that we can push forward in these fields. So congratulations on the drive tonight, mate. Real patient. The pace was there, obviously. The skill to get through the field and take advantage was there as well. So congratulations. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to, mate?
Just you guys obviously doing out this broadcast every single week. The obviously community who comes every single week. The obviously warm-up off was 4.9. It was a small field, so yeah, it's all right. No, we can't complain. We had the biggest off this week, so there's that. And obviously Rorik, who did well tonight. Junior apprentice, actually, who's called Mr. Farmer now. He's my junior apprentice, let's put it that way. He's getting the R now pretty quickly, so I got to watch myself now.
Yeah, that's it,
and
man.
obviously Sean, he's not on the mile livery, so I'm happy with that as well. So yeah.
Perfect. All right, Sam. Thanks, mate. Talk soon.
Yep, see ya.
Yeah, Corey, Sam Devantier, giving it to everyone at once by the sounds of it.
Yeah, Sam Devantier with a little bit of banter. I'll have to start calling him Devantier.
Oh, Devantier. Oh, there it is. Jeepers.
But It was a great race out there for Sam. He's ever patient when he's coming through the traffic. You heard that he was a little bit scared of that first lap incident that we saw at Adelaide, hoping that it wasn't going to come and involve him, and he was lucky to escape it, honestly. And he climbed his way up into just about a podium position, which is around a track like this where it can be very difficult to pass, is nothing less than an amazing feat of racing action. And you could tell in his voice he was happy with that drive.
Yeah.
And Sam is normally not happy if he's not on the podium.
I don't know about that, but yeah, he should be happy with that. It was a good run. Speaking of good runs, let's bring him up. The head clown himself, who obviously didn't enjoy quali, but decent drive to come through the field. Up, what's that? 9 positions in the race, mate. 10 positions even. That's not a bad effort.
Oh, am I back to head clown? I don't know. I forgot to
Well,
note it
mate,
last week.
when you finish in front of all the other clowns, mate, I reckon that makes you head clown, right?
There was too many clowns in that race, definitely. They even did clown things, and I think there was a few taps as well. But yeah, interesting race, and I don't know, just drove around. On quali, we won't talk about because it's supposedly important, and if you don't set a lap, well, yeah, good. And yeah, mate, I'll tell you what, it was really fun at the back. There was a lot going on. And yeah, just unfortunately, some people went off, and the rest, and fortunately for me, it gave a gap. But I just full stop didn't have the pace. I thought I'll go chase Ryan a little bit, and then too many mistakes, and he started pulling away. Good on him. But yeah, it was. Mate, to be honest, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. I'm not going to complain too much. And I could see the front pack running up there, and early in the race, I thought we were going to get through, and Sam was just up the road. And I said, well, maybe if we can hold a few laps clean, we might catch him. But the magic word is clean and consistent, and that we aren't at the moment. So, something to work on. But the guys at the front are super fast. So you got to be super fast to be with them, right?
Yeah, that's it, mate. And that comes down to track time and getting the runs under the belt, and certainly it's proving that way for the Japanese guys this season. Having said that, Fraser Smith comes in on 2 minutes practice and takes it out. So I don't know, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, mate, but it is what it is, mate. But certainly a strong drive. I'm glad to hear the smile in your voice after, no doubt, the grinding of the teeth after quali. To get through and up 10 positions, gain a bit of I rating. Not a bad night out for the head clown. But for now, mate, we might call it a day. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Mainly popped in to say, look, awesome thing that you guys do, and keeping everyone's interest still running in it. We all know that participation in the last few tracks have been a bit slow, but it will pick up again, and hopefully more and more jump on and realise that, hey, we're all doing it together and we're all struggling together. So yes, you guys for sure, and obviously the team clowns for taking team orders and moving out of the way. That was really nice of them. So,
it was, and they just disguised it as spins and hitting the wall and stuff like that. That made you feel good at the end,
Mark.
anyway.
Poor Mark. I feel sorry for Mark, but hopefully next week it comes back and he gets that. Goes for that podium again.
Yeah, well, that's right. The highs and the lows, eh? All right, very good. All right, Vasco, great to talk to you. Talk soon, mate. There you go, Corey Head Clown, Vasco Sorosky. The highs and lows. Mark Lay last week dobs it on a podium in the single split race at Knock Hill, and this week he finishes second last, only to Sanchez, who dropped out after lap 1. That's unfortunate for the clown, but he's still got that podium to hang on to, right?
Well, that's exactly right, and that's just the way racing goes sometimes. But speaking of highs and lows, I was just looking at the replay as you were talking to Vasco there, and seeing all 3 clown cars in unison hit that first curve in the final chicane and get some massive airtime. That was a little bit of fun to watch. But, Vasco plus 10 positions for the race, that is definitely no mean feat. And it just goes to show, even if you do make little mistakes here and there throughout the race, you can still gain a lot of positions by just keeping the car on track and, just biding your time a little bit. And Vasco, that's the first time we've heard him happy in here for a long time, especially after a couple of his more recent results not particularly going his way, Alex.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Speaking of good results, though, I just want to shout out to one of the stalwarts of Sunday Night Lights racing, Mr. Mark Jeffrey. Picked up a podium in the second split. P3 for Jeffo. Great drive. But, folks, that might do us for tonight. Corey, you want to let the folks at home know what's coming up this week?
So this week is a fairly boring week, actually. On Wednesday on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel, twitch.tv/Aussie_Sim_commentator. The Output Racing League is heading to the Darlington Raceway for the Gladiator 135. It's 100 laps around the Lady in Black, which should be a great race. It's a very difficult track and one that some drivers look forward to and others absolutely hate. Apart from that, probably be doing a little bit of Valorant throughout the week, maybe getting into the car and doing a little bit of driving myself. And then it's back here with you next week, Alex, as once I find the right track, we're going to be tackling Circuit Zolder, which should be a little bit of fun.
Yeah, looking forward to see how the Fords drive at Zolder. That big chicane, I'm just worried about the suspension, but we'll see how we go. But folks, that might do us. Make sure you check out this and all the other 31 seasons worth of replays of MNL and SNL on the Top Split YouTube channel. We will, of course, be back here next week on a Sunday night on the Top Split TV Twitch channel. Corey and I will be calling all the action from Zolder, as we said, for the biggest and best racing of the week. And then join us in the Discord community where, of course, we all the things SNL, the news, views and other things, results and what have you, are posted. Keep up to date and find out when those crazy time zones and everything change. But for now, folks, that'll do us. On behalf of the chaotic one, Mr. Corey Steinhauser, I'm Alex McKellar. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, I will say ciao for now.